In our industry, it's not about leads, it's about relationships. See, everyone in our industry chases leads all the time, but realistically, our business comes from relationships. And so today we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be teaching you how to build a referral business. How do you go from not chasing leads to actually having relationships that lead into business? So my name's Alan Richardson. I'm the managing broker at Max One Realtor Partners. This is our weekly mastermind series, and today's topic is all about what we call our top 50 program. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our weekly mastermind series. So my name is Alan Richardson. I'm the managing broker here at Max One Realtor Partners. And just for all the Max One folks, I'm here for you. So today we want to kind of we're going to be talking about the top 50 program and what the top 50 program is, how it operates, where it comes from, that kind of thing. This is a long-term kind of structure, the way to set up your business for long-term referral business. For me personally, and as well as for Ming, when we started in the business, this is the system, one of the systems that we use primarily to help us grow our business. There's a constant statistic out there in our industry that 80% of real estate professionals get 80% of their business from people they know and people that know them. And so we know, two-thirds of sellers found their realtor from referrals and past clients. Over half of the buyers found their agent from referrals and past clients. So referral is one of those things where it is a very crucial piece of our business. And so some folks try to, you can go the long way where you just basically try and outlive everybody. And that's a real long way to be. That's a lot of eating ramen, as opposed to actually going out and building a system to where you can build long-term referral business and repeat business. And that's really what the Top 50 program is all about. I'm not claiming that I invented the Top 50 by any means. You can see several of these programs out there by different names and that kind of stuff. But this is, we just, for us and for ease of use and reference, that kind of stuff, we just kind of called it our Top 50 program. And the whole idea here is that you have to have a referral base that you're working off and that you're engaging with, where you treat these people kind of like gold, and then they send you a lot of business. But that being, if you want to follow along, we have a complete top 50 program. There's a handout for it, a printable guide. You can find it in Paperless Pipeline. If you don't have that, you can email me at Alan, ALAN, at maxonepartners.com, and I'll be glad to send you over one as well, if you'd like to kind of follow along. So if you're going to build a referral system, probably the biggest challenge you have is you have to maintain a lot of relationships. You have to maintain a lot of contacts. And in order to do that, most of us are not really good at being able to follow up and engage with a huge number of people. And in our industry, you have to. The average person is selling their home between 8 and 10 years is how often they sell. So it's not like, our clients are doing this every day kind of thing, unless they're an investor. Don't get me wrong. It's nice if they're investors, but generally speaking, this is something that folks do fairly infrequently. And at the same time, this is also something where it's their largest asset. I don't care if it's your first house or your fifth house. It's the most expensive asset that most Americans own. And you want to make sure, and people want to make sure that when they're dealing with someone that they trust, especially with their most precious asset to them, financially precious asset to them. And that's why having these systems in place can help you grow it. And so first thing you have to do is if you're going to successfully do a top 50 program, you have to have a database. You have to have a CRM, something along those lines that allows you to maintain and manage a lot of relationships. So the very first step is that you have to have, like for us, it's going to be KV Core. So you have to have your KV Core right and tight. It doesn't mean that you have to be a KV Core guru in here. You need a place where all your client data is stored. You need a basic clearinghouse where you're keeping all this information up. It also can help you for reaching out and for remembering and taking notes and those kind of things. You can also share property alerts, and it has your website, but the website's not that important to what we're talking about here today. What we're talking about today is having a database, and so you have to be competent in that. The challenge with databases, CRMs, KV cores, those kind of things, is that for most folks, when they first start in the business, they get like they don't have any business, so they don't worry about setting up a database or a CRM. And then they get busy, and then they don't have time to go back and set up a database or a CRM. I'm going to encourage you, if your database is not where it needs to be, please start working on it. Just 15, 30 minutes a day, just a little bit of time spent in there. You're going to improve, how comfortable you feel inside the platform. You're going to learn how the platform works. It's really super easy. We're also going to be rolling out a whole new rollout coming on December 16th. We're going to be putting out, there's a name change for KV Corner coming out. At the same time, we're going to be working on doing a lot of things to try and build more engagement as well as train and teach more. So if you're going to run a successful top 50 system, then you have to have a database. It's a must, because without it, you're not going to remember who you need to reach out to, how often you need to reach out to, what did you say the last time, what is their home address. All these kind of things are vitally important that you have. And so step one is you have to get your KV course set up and organized. Go in there. The big thing you got to do is you got to go in and edit your profile, because once you edit your profile, that's what sets up the email signatures. That's what sets up the property searches. That's what sets up your website, all those kind of things. Once you have that, then you got to go in, you got to upload your contacts. Now you can do that yourself, or you can just send it to KV Core and they'll upload them for you, kind of thing. But see, the whole idea here is that all the point in lead generation is not that they convert. It's that they give you the ability to build relationships. And that's where the power of having a CRM is in place. Because a lot of folks just think leads, closing. That's not how it works. Leads, relationships, closings. And in order to manage those relationships, that's why we're going to have a database, a CRM, and all the terms are being used interchangeably here, kind of thing. So, you want to have a place where you can go and input all the folks that you know, and then we're going to be setting aside a special group of people. And these are the people that are going to mean the most to us. But we need a place where we can also, whenever we generate leads, they all go into our database. And then the ones that that engage with us the most, those are the ones that have the most potential to be part of our top 50 program in here. So again, step one, you have to have a database, and you have to start getting active with it. You get all your folks in it. That's the very first step, is to make sure that you have a system, a database for keeping up with the folks that you want to, that we want to engage with. The second step in a successful top 50 program is you must identify who your target client is. Now, I don't mean you need to have 7 target clients. I mean, you need to have one. You need to have one target client where you are focus all your marketing, all your lead generation, everything out there, that becomes who you are into the marketplace. Now, just because you have a target client does not mean that you won't work with other folks. A target client is what you do to reach out, to engage, to build relationships. See, a lot of folks in our industry try and be everything for everybody. And so like if you just look at the average realtor's social media page, they just throw a bunch of stuff on the wall and see what sticks, instead of having a real purpose for how they market, how they engage, what lead systems they use, those kind of things. So very first thing is, who is your target client? And I don't mean just a very broad-based who's your target client is. I mean, in detail, who is your target client? Are they a buyer? Are they a seller, first time buyer, move up, retiree, veterans, renters? It doesn't matter, right? The whole idea is that this is who you, and when I say target, this is who you're going to be trying to reach out and engage with. You want to know how old are they, right? Where do they want to live? How much money do they make, or how much of a house can they afford to buy or sell? What's their household makeup? Is it young families, older couples, retirees? It doesn't, but how old are they? Because all these are going to matter when you start reaching out and engaging. The most important question that you have to ask about your target client is, what are their concerns? What are they worried about? What keeps them up at night? Those kind of things are crucial to building engagement here. And so, like, the whole idea here is that you ought to be able to just like have this picture in your mind of who this target client is that you're trying to reach. And when you have this client avatar, if you will, in your mind, it makes it very easy when it comes time to choose what kind of lead systems am I going to use. Now, all a lead system is a lead system is going to get, these are the people that we're trying to engage with, so I can get them into my database. Now, some will always convert, and that's great when they do. But true lead systems bring people into your database so you can build relationships. So once you have a target client, you can choose a lead system. And so, like if you're going after first-time buyers, you can go after rental leads. You can go after folks who are currently renting a home. Those kind of things. Those are great leads. You wouldn't want to go after leads that don't draw you towards people that you're trying to target, right? The other thing is, once you have a target client, now because I hear all the time, I just don't know what videos I should do. Well, then you don't have a target client, because if you have a target client, you know exactly what videos to do. Go into Chat GPT, and let's say that first time buyers is your target client. Just go into Chat GPT and say, what are the top 20 concerns for first time buyers in today's market in Atlanta, Georgia? And boom, it will spit out 20 different topic ideas. And now that just gives you 20 different video ideas that you could start recording and talking about right now. The other thing is like some folks will be like, well, what should I post on social media? You should post things that address the concerns, the needs, the wants, the desires of your target market. That makes it very easy to kind of keep up with or to refocus what you're doing, because you're sending out this consistent message out here. So it goes all the way down to, what type of properties should I share? Some folks will especially through KB Core, makes it very easy for us to do squeeze pages and landing pages, but primarily squeeze pages about property. And so if your target is, again, first time buyers, you don't want to share $700,000 listings out there. You want to share properties that would appeal to first-time buyers. Now, if your target client are those $700,000 folks, then make sure that that's what you're sharing. But the properties you share should match up with the target clients that you have. And so the sort of content that you share out from your database, from our smart page, what the text messages and the emails that we send out from our database should be targeted towards our target clients. The text message we send out, those kind of things. And see, the whole idea is that once we have a target client, now we have purpose in our marketing. Without purpose, we just kind of flop around, and it just takes us a much longer time to get a lot of traction in the industry. So the whole idea here is that when I share properties, let's say I am targeting first-time buyers, I share properties that would appeal to first-time buyers. I answer questions that first-time buyers have. I post videos about their concerns. I do open houses at properties that they're interested in. I'm always speaking their language. Those kind of folks that I'm trying to reach are going to be more attracted to me. Not in a weird way, but they're going to want to engage with me because I'm talking about things that interest them. So that's the whole purpose in having a target client, because at the end of the day, instead of us just flopping around, we want to have a target client, because even though we're going to be focusing on 50 people, you have to be adding people into your database. But again, the purpose of your database, everyone thinks it's just to go get closings, but it's not. It's about to build relationships. The more relationships that you have, the more relationships you manage, the more transactions you're going to have. And lead systems and having target clients, that's going to bring more people in so that you can engage with them. Because remember, only 8 to 10 years is how often these folks are buying and selling. So we got to make sure that we're maintaining and managing a lot of relationships. And that's why the first step is having our database. The second step is having a target client. So at this point, the next thing for us really to do is to go in and start, reaching out with our lead systems and building up our database of the folks that are becoming attracted to us, and that we are, utilize your KB core system and those kind of things, because we want to start building a robust database for us to work out of. Now, once you have your data, you may already have a database, you may already have the right number of people in there that you need. But the whole idea is that your top 50 will shift and move. Because really the next step that we have to move into is really identifying who your top 50 are. And so now we've got this database with all these people in it. But this is everybody that we're out there. And we're sending them text messages, and we're sending them emails, and we're sharing properties. And we're starting to build some rapport with them. But now we got to get down to the core. And so I want you to go through your database. And the whole idea here is that we're going to select the people that we want to truly interact with on a very personal basis here, kind of thing. And so you have to identify 50 people, not 20, not around 70, 50. I want you to work on getting 50 people, right? And you should identify them in your database, give them a special tag, top 50, those kind of things in there. And so, these folks could be past clients, could be friends, could be family, could be your database, could be your active clients. Top 50 most of the time is not active clients. And that's one big shift that a lot of people don't understand. In order for you to have 50 people, this is not about, these are 50 people who are buying and selling with you right now. That's not the purpose. The purpose in this is that what you're looking to do is you're looking to have 50 people that are your raving fans, 50 people that talk to a lot of other folks, 50 people that when they're out and about in the world and somebody says, oh, my husband, we're getting transferred, we're going to have to move. They say, oh, you've got to talk to so-and-so. I just talked to him the other day, kind of thing. And so the qualifier to be in the top 50, these need to be 50 people that you like, that you think like you, and you think will give you at least one referral over the next year, right? Those are your three qualifying questions, whether somebody should be in your top 50. This is not necessarily, it doesn't mean that someone that you're actively working with right now, they could be in your top 50, but just remember, this is also somebody that you're going to work with long after they buy or sell with you, right? This is someone that you're going to keep and maintain this relationship, because you want that they are telling everybody else that they know about you and referring you for those kind of things. So don't get hung up on your 50 your top 50 is not an active client list. A lot of folks think that this really should be, but remember, this is about referrals. This is about relationships. This is not about transactions. When we're putting out relationships first, that's the right way to be. If you're not putting relationships first, then you come across as having compensation breath or commission breath kind of thing, where everyone, whenever they talk to you, they can just tell that you're just there looking for a closing. And don't get me wrong, it's important that we have to survive. We have business that we have to do, and I totally get it. But if you're getting your things out of order here, folks can tell. And so your top 50, again, these are people that you like, that you think like you, and you feel like they'll give you one referral over the next year. And so these people need to go into your KB core. They're going to get into the database, right? They need, you need to change their status to client, and you need to give them the hashtag top 50. And that way you can go in, you can pull up your folks who are your top 50 very easily out there. Now then, once you've said, okay, these are the top 50 people that I want to engage with, well, guess what? You got to reach out to them. And so you have to start talking to them, right? And so you identify, now you've identified your 50, but they don't know that they're your 50 now. And so you have to go out and you have to reach out to them. And when you reach out, I really encourage you to reach out and do one of two things. You're either going to reach out and you're going to do the apology, excuse me, you're going to do the apology script, or you're going to do the forward script. Now, the apology script, super easy. The apology script says, "I'm so sorry I haven't kept up with you. You've been on my mind, and I've been wanting to reconnect. Do you have a minute to talk?" That's really all the apology script is something along that lines where you basically fall on your sword and say, "You know what? I haven't did a good job keeping up. I really enjoyed working with you. I really enjoy you, or I enjoy our relationship, whatever it may be. But I haven't done a good job, and I'm going to fix that. So how's life? How are things? What's going on?" The other script that you may do, because if you're not going to do the apology script, then you're going to do the forward script. And what that stands for is family, occupation, recreation, dreams, FORD. So when you call and you talk to them, you're going to ask them about their family, because everyone likes to talk about family, right? And so, what's going on with the kids, what's going on here. You want to talk about occupation, what's happening with their job, what's going on there. By the way, anytime that somebody asks you about your job, you always ask them back. And then they're going to ask, that's going to be a great opportunity for you to talk about real estate at the same time. Next is recreation. What have you been doing? What's going on? Have you been going to the games? What's happening here? And then dreams. Dreams is as weird as it sounds. Dreams is one of those things that is a really big deal. Because if you have someone that will talk to you about their dreams, they trust you. We don't talk about dreams and hopes and aspirations unless this is somebody that we have a certain level of trust with. But the whole idea here is that it's not about selling, right? This is not like, I don't want you to call these folks and break out the LP Mama script, right? Location, price, da da da. That's not what this is. This is relationships. So when you first reach out, you want to make sure that you are like they know that you're not there just to get business. You're there to build a relationship. That's what's really, really important. And so you may use the apology script, you may use the forward script, or you may use them in conjunction with each other, kind of thing. Sometimes we'll go and apologize and then just jump right into how's life, what's going on, that kind of stuff. But you do have a series of things that you need, some information that you need to get from your top 50. So like everyone that's in your top 50, like you may only have a name and a phone number. And so you need to get all the information for these folks, right? So you need first and last names. You need phone numbers, email addresses. It's great if you can get their spouse's name, where they work, what their occupation is, what their home address is. Like being able to reach out to them as a potential seller, that's a really good thing. Are they, today's Veterans Day. So, are they veterans? When are their birthdays? These kind of things. You want to get as much information as you can, and all that information that you get goes into your database, goes into your KV core. And so, please don't think that you're going to gather information on all 50 off of one phone call, because it's never like that. And it feels like you're being interrogated if that's what you do. This is something that's going to be a steady process as you go along. The whole idea in having a top 50 is these are 50 people that we feel is going to give us a referral over the next year. And so we're going to be in a relationship with these folks. We're going to be engaging with them on an ongoing, long-term kind of relationship. And you're not going to have any kind of relationship if you don't talk to them. So expect that this is something where you're going to talk to them multiple times throughout the course of the year. Yes, you do want to gather information, but don't spend so much time gathering information that they feel like they're a number or that there's an ulterior motive here. Your motive really has to be about building a relationship. Yes, we want to get their home address and we want to get their birthdays and we want to get these kind of things. However, we want to make sure that the relationship is what comes first. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'd love to be able to send you a birthday card. Could I get your birthday? Just in passing. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go, okay, let's make sure I got all your information. I mean, nobody wants to go through that because then it feels like you're being sold. Nobody likes to be sold, but they do like, people enjoy relationships. It's important to us that we build these kind of relationships. So let's kind of wrap up where we're at right now. So we've gone through and we've established our database, right? We've identified our target clients, and then we started reaching out and building more relationships, building people bringing people into our database, and then we went and identified 50 people that we like, that we think likes us, and we feel will give us one referral over the course of the next year. Now, at this point, we have to start building engagement and trust. And that means that whoever's in your top 50 needs to get something from you every single month. Now, that doesn't mean, and so could you call somebody once a month? Yeah, you can. It just gets kind of boring and monotonous kind of thing. And so there's a lot of things that you could be doing on a monthly basis to be able to reach out. And so, we're in November right now, right? So would it be great for you to call and wish everyone on your top 50 a happy Thanksgiving coming up, that kind of stuff? Yeah, it'd be really, really good. Some folks, we actually have quite a few agents that are going and buying pies at Costco, and they're giving out some pies to their top 50. Maybe you don't give them to all your top 50, but maybe you do. 15 people get pies, 25 get phone calls, 10 gets a handwritten note. The whole idea here is that everyone gets something from you every single month. Now, if you will, if you look at the actual program that we have that's in Paperless Pipeline or that kind of stuff, the actual program, it has a list of opportunities that you can take every single month. And so, in every month we have 3 different activities that you could do, but these aren't written in stone. These may not be activities that you really want to engage with. They may not be things that you want to do. The whole idea is that everybody in your top 50 hears from you every single month. And so, what these are just different ideas to give you some ways that you could reach out, right? And so some folks are doing Christmas pictures, and a lot of times in September and October, they'll set up Christmas photos with those folks to come out and do those. Some folks will offer to do a CMA for all the home sellers throughout the course of the year. Some folks will offer to do different things, parties, Braves games. There's a bunch of things that you can do. Pop buys is also really nice to do with your top 50. Something where you go get something really small. Some folks will go get some $100,000 candy bars and bring some of the minis to folks and be like, you're worth $1 million to me. I just want you to know, that kind of thing. But the whole idea is that every month, your folks in your top 50 are going to get something from you. And by and large, most of them will be getting phone calls. They're going to be getting just an opportunity for you to build relationships. But you may have some folks that maybe they don't answer. So maybe you send them a handwritten note. Maybe you do a pop by for them. The whole idea here is that everyone in your top 50, they get something special from you. They get something that goes beyond the database, something that's not that you can't automate, right? I mean, there's a lot of things automated, and we see a lot of this automation in our world, but nobody's like, man, I love the drip campaign you have me on. Nobody says that, right? But if you send a text message this month and next month you give them a phone call, then you do a pop by, then you get a handwritten note, then you do the phone call. I mean, like you're building a series of relationships with folks because you have to stay top of mind. These are 50 people that when they're out and about just in their daily lives and somebody mentions real estate, their ears pop up and they're like, oh, you've got to talk to so-and-so. Right? I mean, that's the whole idea here. You want to be, the whole idea is that these folks are your ambassadors. And so when you talk to your top 50, the only request you have is that, I would just hope that if you have the opportunity, that you would refer me to anyone that could use my services. And everybody has their own script for how that really goes, but your only ask for your top 50 is a referral. I just, I would love to be able to work with your friends. I'd love to be able to help some other folks out. If you know anyone else looking to buy or sell, if you could refer me. Because the thing that happens with your top 50, because you reach out and engage and you're not trying to sell them, a lot of your top 50 will actually be like, that's really nice. What can I do for you? You can give me a referral, right? Because that's the whole idea. You like this is how you manage a referral business. We know that a lot of our business comes from referral. This is being intentional about our referral business. So every month, like it helps if you lay out what you're going to do this month, what are you going to do next month, what are you going to do the following month. Feel free to steal from the list that or the different choices that we throw out there. But again, those are just a basic guide. That's nothing that you have to. It's not like you have to follow a long verbatim kind of thing. But every single person in your top 50, you need to reach out. You need to track when you're calling these folks. You need to keep notes inside KV Core, what you've done, when you've done it, those kind of things. Your top 50 should not be automated. These are not things that should be coming out through smart plans in KV Core. This is for a personal relationship, because that's where the real value comes from here. All right, so now we've got our top 50. Now we're reaching out every single month, right? The next step here is that if you're going to live this referral lifestyle, then it really is about living the lifestyle all along in how you choose to conduct your business every single day. And so one other item I want you to really focus on is that you need to give one outbound referral every single week. And I hope that what you're doing is giving an outbound referral to someone in your top 50. Any outbound referrals are great. Anytime that we give referrals, those are really, really good. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to give referrals for, especially our lender partners. We have a lot of opportunities to give referrals to repairmen and contractors and things like that. But if you really want to build a good referral business, look for opportunities to give a referral to someone in your top 50, to send someone, if one of the persons in your top 50 is, has a garage, well, if you send them a client, that's a big deal, right? Like the whole idea here is that you're building folks where you send them referrals, they send you referrals. When you start thinking about operating in a referral type of mindset or type of thoughts, it's that the more that you give, the more that you're going to get. Like if you're out there just trying to get, gimme, people can sense that. It doesn't benefit you. But this is one of those that you're going to get more by giving. And so the idea is that you want to give one outbound referral every week, right? And it's really not that much to ask for an outbound referral going out every single week. I mean, if you do that, it's 52 referrals that you're going to give out over the course of the next year. And if you give business out, business is going to come back. If you give 52 referrals out, is it unreasonable to think that you could get 50 referrals back? I don't think so, kind of thing. I mean, even if half of them came back, that's 25 referrals, right? If a quarter of them come back, that's 12 referrals, right? I mean, that's a big deal for a lot of us, kind of thing. When you do get a referral, pick up the phone, call the person that referred you, and thank them. That's such a big deal. Like when you send a referral out, or when someone sends you a referral and you say, "Thanks so much for sending me your friend. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do an amazing job for them, but I just appreciate the trust that you would refer me." Doing that small gesture means that they're going to send you more referrals, because we love being able to do that kind of thing and have somebody tell us thanks. Like saying thanks is a really, really big deal out there. If you will get in and really operate this top 50 program, it can be really, really successful. It's not going to happen overnight. This is not a get rich quick kind of thing. This is about building a repeatable business, long-term business in here. And so, with your top 50, like what does it really work out to, kind of thing. Well, your top 50 folks out here, these are the folks who are going to end up really driving a lot of business for you. And just generally speaking here, right? 40% of your 50, or 20 of them, are going to give you more than 3 referrals over the next year. All right, that's 60 referrals, right? Half your folks, 25, are going to give you 1 referral. So that's 60 plus 25. Now you're up to 85 referrals. All right, the rest of the folks won't give you any referrals at all. Well, then they should not be in your top 50 out here. But this represents 85 referrals. And that's before you talk about the other 50 or so referrals. With you giving more referrals out, you're going to get more referrals back in. So, the whole idea is that you have the potential to get a lot of referral business. You have a chance to build really deep relationships with people and help people out. This is not this is not cold calling. This is not working leads and that kind of stuff. This is about relationships. And honestly, I can't think of a better way to operate your business. Like you have the opportunity to engage with your friends on a daily basis and make a really good living out of it as well. And so, just looking at going out and engaging with these folks and building a repeatable referral business is so strong. A lot of folks will flounder around in our industry until they start building some sort of internal system like this. But if you'll be intentional about how you build it and what goes on, it will really grow your business to a grand scale.